What's going on, guys? It's me, it's Rev, it's Benji, and we are here in my bedroom. Today is an interesting day and interesting developments have happened. I'm about to do my physio. I do physio twice a day, so this will be my second one of today. Not gonna lie, it's boring, but as I'm doing my physio, I want you to see what I'm doing, what's been asked of me by the physiotherapists. We're gonna go through what I'm doing. I'm gonna talk to you about the developments of today. I did visit the fracture clinic. It's been 2 weeks since I've had the operation, and it's good news. Things are healing, things are mending. Got my dressing off, got a lovely scar. We might be able to see that. But today we're just gonna go through my physio. I'm gonna talk about what I've seen, how I'm feeling, and get on from there. So we're in my bedroom. Me and my wife's bedroom, so it's just mine. Even though you can see all the toys behind, I just about got them in and no more. We are going to go through what I do to help build the strength in my knee and just talk about the fracture clinic. So, going to get into position. It's nothing really amazing or fancy, but it is what it is, and doing it is what's helping me recover quickly. That's what the doctor said today. He's like, you're obviously doing your physio. That's important. Let's go from there. I'm still in my brace. As you can see here, I can still only attempt to bend it to 90 degrees and then it will lock. And that will be like that for the next, this is 2 weeks in, so I've got 4 more weeks of this. I'm trying to build up that strength in my knee. We'll see that kind of development later on today. Right, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself flat. I always take a pillow away, prone on the ground so I'm nice and flat. We're starting off laying down flat. I'm going to start by pushing this knee into the bed and straightening my foot. I'm going to do this for 10 reps for about a 5-second count each. So it's literally, I'm pushing my heel away, turning my toes towards me and pushing that knee into the bed for about a count of 5. Like I say, it's extremely boring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what's really bizarre and crazy is how much it is helping to build that strength. And anyone who's been through physio, anyone who's been trying to rebuild that strength in any bone that's broken or any sort of recovery from ligament damage, tendon damage, these things suck really bad. And yeah, it's amazing how tired you can feel after just doing these small isometric holds to help build that strength. So I'm about halfway there on this first exercise. Like I say, I do physio twice a day. I try to do it first thing in the morning, usually later on in the evenings, so I don't tire myself out, fatigue myself out too much. But yeah, and I think one of the things I found while doing this is after being so active and healthy in my lifestyle, this really frustrates me because I want to do more. I want to be doing more to repair myself, but I've been instructed not to by my wife, by the doctors. See, I put my wife first there because what she says is more important. But yeah, right. So there we go. That's the first exercise done. That pulling back and pushing the knee back, and that felt comfortable. That felt fine. Second exercise is pretty similar, apart from this time we're going to really engage my quad and lift the leg off the bed. Same thing, 10 reps for about a 5 count each time. So lifting up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bringing it back down. This one really starts to burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So while I was at the fracture clinic today, we had x-rays. I got to see what the x-rays look like and see what they've done to my knee since I've broke it, since the break. It looks gnarly, man. Like it's really cool. Um, you know, they may have to come out later on, depending, or they might stay in for a long, long time. But it was kind of cool to see the inside of my knee and what's holding everything together. And they're just so happy that it was a really straightforward uh, operation at the time they had to do it. I mean, one of the things that they were so happy about when they saw the break was that the bone hadn't displaced, hadn't moved. There was no soft tissue damage. There was no ligament damage, no tendon damage, and I really put that all down to the fact that when the break happened, and we'll talk about this at another time, I knew right away I had to stop. I couldn't continue wrestling, I couldn't continue the match. If I did, I would have caused more damage. But in that, the fact there was no extra damage, it was just the bone, I think kind of shows the importance of that flexibility and mobility training, particularly with DDPY, because we always talk about strengthening muscles, ligaments, and tendons. So the fact none of that was damaged and it was just the bone is pretty impressive. Final one here. And I'm probably not doing everything correctly because I'm trying to fill in the time and make this interesting for you guys as we do the physio. So that's those first two exercises done. The third one is the one where when I first started this 2 weeks ago sucked. I'm going to be using good old trusty band, this little hamstring calf muscle stretch. So I'm going to sit myself up this time. Get the pillow there. Get myself sat up. All the weird feet people out there are probably loving this video. But yeah, it's been really good to kind of do this physio exercises. Again, yes, it is very just being so active and just kind of being dropped back down to like basic movements that seem so easy, but they are really difficult. And this was one I struggled with. So putting the band around my foot, I'm going to pull my foot back. I'm going to pull the band to feel that stretch. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We do 5 reps of this, but we hold the stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. Whether or not I do that, I don't know, but I do it till and then I have a little break. Because this was the one that I really struggled with. It really just kind of set my leg on fire while I was doing it. And I used to only be able to do about 3 reps, but now I'm kind of up there to 5. So I think eventually, maybe after this week, I'm going to increase the stretch from 20 seconds to the 30 seconds maximum that they give. And I guess I really want to make this video because I think it's important that if you're told by your doctor, by your physio to do something, it's important that you listen and you do it. Or try it. For example, if you're trying it and you're not seeing a change and they're not able to see the change, then that might be slightly different. But if you're just like, I'm not doing that nonsense, that comes down to you not wanting to care for yourself. Like, we have to care for yourself. I heard one of the doctors saying after, he was actually saying to someone else who's had an operation, I think it was after a motorcycle crash, they were saying, your recovery starts now. As soon as you wake up out of that operation, your recovery starts there and then. And I've really tried to have that mindset of my recovery started from as soon as I woke up from that, what I could do, what I couldn't do. The fact they said do it twice. Yeah, you get these people who say I did more and I got better faster. That's okay, that might be them. I'm doing what I know I can do. Which leads me to my next point, that RebuildRev, in the next chapter, I am starting one of the DDPY programs on the app. I'm going to be starting the bed to chair. And the reason, and I like what they've done in the app, they've kind of added new programs in, which I think is fantastic. If you're not on the app, get on it. There'll be a link in the description. I don't know if I've done 4, 5, 6 of these stretches now. But yeah, I'm gonna start a bed to chair. And the reason I chose it was because in the actual description of that, it spoke about if you're coming out of injury, and I really am coming out of injury. I may be rushing myself, so I'm going to be very careful on how I do things, but I'll literally be starting the first few classes here in my bedroom. Here in my bedroom. Goldfinger song. So I'm gonna really try and do that. So this literally here is my gym for the next wee while in recovery. Right, I've lost count on how many I've done there. But it's feeling good, it's feeling stronger, I'm happy with that. We're going to move on to the next part of my physio, which is all about the flexion of the knee and the extension of the knee. And I'm going to have to do a little shift so you guys can see that. So at this point I'm going to go snip, 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 and you'll jump magically to the next part of the physio. Alright guys, we're here at the next part. Sorry you can't see me. All you weird feet people can see my feet. Or just about. I'm going to be using some core sliders. That's what's really been helping me. Probably should have done this on the other side, but hey, I'm learning, I'm growing at this as we go along. So we're going to look at the bending of my knee, the flexion of it and the extension, and work on that. Each movement is 10 reps. So you can see my good knee is probably about 90 degrees. My bad knee is not there. I'm going to try and match it. It's actually getting there. I always find it's a little bit better in the evenings than it is at the start of the morning. But you're going to see, you'll probably hear me grimace because this can be a bit painful. So I put a core slider down, get my foot on top of that core slider, and I start with it out, and I'm trying to just get this knee to match my other knee here. So I'm going to start flexing in, bending it. So right there I can feel that tension. I don't want to go any further. So there's the first one. 9, 8. This really tires me out, this one. I guess everything all together and everything you do throughout the day. 6, 5, 4, doing good, feeling okay. 3, 2, last one, and there it is. So I can feel that it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in a good way. I'm not pushing till I feel pain. I'm going to where I know I can get as far as I can go. So that's that exercise. The final exercise I do is extensions, leg extensions. So get myself in. I've had to use my hands to get underneath just to help, and I extend out. Now that hurts, particularly after the bending. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. I can feel it all the way up my quad. But there we are. So guys, there we have it. There's my second round of physio today. It's boring. Hope it hasn't been a boring video. Hope it's been helpful as I kind of document the journey. If anything, it's helping me just talk things out. The good news about today is I'm now able to put my foot flat on the floor, but I'm still not able to put a lot of weight on it, but that's a good step forward. So the recovery is going well. I'm feeling good. I'm trying to stay focused. Really excited to see how I get on tomorrow with my first bed flex on the DDPY app. Again, link in the description if you want to sign up. You'll get 7 days free. And yeah, it's worth the investment. I will tell you that, team. Worth the investment. So this is me signing out from the second episode of Rebuild Rev. Thanks for coming along on the journey.